the hour is 7, and we're very sorry that we started a tad bit late. We had some technical issues we needed to attend to before we give you the best of education, information, and of course, entertainment 360. My name is Sharon Antigaita, and I'm not alone. I'm here with Obi Thompson on the show today. How are you doing this morning? This morning, I woke up very cold, very, very cold, to the point where I was afraid that my skin would break at some point because it was very, very, very cold. I had to stand up and turn off my fan. It was very, very cold. Then walking out again this morning, it was still cold. I realized that it was about to drizzle where I was. It's a very, 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 very cold morning. So how did you wake up this morning? Did you wake up on the right side of the bed, the wrong side of the bed, the middle side of the bed? Did you fall? Did you fall down, or you woke up hale and hearty today? How are you doing this morning? How's your Monday morning going? Because it was yesterday. It was almost yesterday that we said, okay, thank God it's Friday, and we went on weekend break. But now it's Monday again. I just saw this school, the main gate, and I was like, oh my God, I'm back here again. I'm back here again. So how are you doing? How's your weekend go? How did your weekend go? Pardon me. How did your weekend go? Get to talk to us on 0809 08094444058. 0809444058. You can send a text message to that number or send a WhatsApp message to that same number, and we'll take it right here on the show. You can also drop a comment. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube at Unical Radio International. So in case you want to plug in and you do not have a radio set of your own, you can easily watch the live stream and join the conversation today. Obi Thompson, good morning. How are you doing this morning?
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm struggling to even open my mouth to say I'm fine because literally the
Everywhere is
weather
cold.
was extremely cold. Then I knew that this place, no, this compound is hot. Oh, this compound is hot. I knew that is a lie. So, but however, last night I think a lot of things came through my mind, but one thing really struck my mind that look, being single, it's really a taboo this period, and
Jesus
then
Christ.
trust me, I was
What
thinking a lot,
What
and
did you
then
experience?
yeah, I
Just the
experienced that
cold.
there were cold in between coals and coals, above coals and all of that. I have to turn off the fan, turn off the AC, turn off everything, turn off, in fact, close the windows again, close everywhere. It seemed to me that I was going to hide under the bed, but still, man, coal was still pursuing me. However, man, it was really terrible. It
Child,
was really terrible.
take
Now that I
heart.
pity myself.
Take heart. Sorrows.
I'm fine.
Sorrows.
I'm fine.
Prayers.
Just like you say, some people whether they fall out, but trust me, every one of you must have to wake up at the right side of your bed. So you have to do everything you can to wake up at the right side of the bed. Even if you fall by the right of, especially some rooms that probably you have more than 10 persons in the same one room. Guys. Well, kudos to you guys, man. I wish you guys the very best. I hope nobody did something extraordinarily, because sometimes you think somebody is snoring, you don't know that the person is really doing, how do they call this, gaseous state of, and then the whole place will change. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. All right. But however, I'm fine. I'm good. So let's talk about you. It seems this morning that nothing really happened. So get to talk to us this morning, Sharon.
No, actually,
What
nothing
happened?
happened. Nothing happened this morning. I
Okay.
actually enjoyed my weekend though. My
Okay.
weekend was nice. Like I went for a wedding, one of the many weddings I've attended this year. And I'm
Were
like,
you invited to
I'm
that
like,
wedding?
yeah, I was.
Were you
I'm like,
given
you
an
guys should
invitation card?
calm down.
Were you
Yeah.
given an invitation card?
Why would I go to a place I'm
Okay,
not
so it's
invited?
strictly by invitation. That's good. Okay.
Anyways, so I attended the wedding. I did my makeup and all. I looked so fine. I looked so fine on Saturday. I was like, wow. See, oh God. I just saw my pictures. I was like, chai. Her girl was fine, according to Kate Henshaw. Anyways, I looked very fine. I enjoyed myself. I mean, my cousin was like, I should take out time to actually enjoy myself. That Monday to Fridays, I'm always working. I'm always saying I'm tired. I want to just sleep. With time when somebody will tell you, when do you have time for us to see? When do we have time for us to sit down and talk? And the only time I knew that when I'm not working, I want to just sleep. I want to use that time and sleep instead of meet up and have another conversation entirely again, because my social battery tends to drain very fast. And sometimes I just tend to like keep quiet.
Yeah.
Most of the times I don't want to say anything, especially when I'm very, very, very exhausted.
Okay.
So I enjoyed myself on Saturday. I said I'm going to go
So we didn't
out.
ask for extra plate.
Extra plate of words. Please, I'll have you know I'm a lady. Actually, I don't eat much at home. Talk more about outside.
Oh, that's interesting.
Anyway, so
Okay.
I had fun. I had fun. I dressed nice. Did my makeup. Came outside. People were complimenting me. I got a lot of compliments. People on the road. People, like church members. Because that was the first time they had seen me on full on makeup. It was simple, but it looked very, 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 very nice. I had fun. I said I'm going to take out time on Saturday and actually go out and enjoy myself. And
Okay.
on Sunday too, we celebrated Father's Day. I forgot to mention Happy Father's Day to every father out there. Happy Father's Day to my dad too, because when they were preaching yesterday, and I was saying something that some fathers could do. I was like, my father's already doing this one. I think he said something about fathers acknowledging how proud they are about their children. And I remembered my dad and how he was serious enough. One of the things that I took out from that preaching that he said to fathers was, be a model. Don't be somebody to just show them what to do. Emulate emulate the life you want your children to live. So that was one of the things that I took out of it. And one thing I noticed is that my dad was somebody that I emulated to the core
Okay.
because he was very serious in the studies. He always loved to read, and
Okay.
I took on that reading culture. I love to read. I love books. If you give me a present, like I was given there's this book, the biography of Diana,
Okay.
of Princess Diana. Yes, I was given the biography, and the way I screamed when I saw the book, I was like, oh my god, because I love British monarchy, so it made sense. The gift made so much, and it was a book.
Okay.
It was my own personal book. 'Cause books are very expensive now. So the physical books are very, very expensive now. So to get
Mm.
this is actually very expensive. And I really appreciated the book. Oh, basically, he taught me to be very zealous. He taught me to
Okay.
be well behaved. Actually, I remember in my earlier days, I would fight with this man. I would fight. Jesus, I would fight with this man. I was very stubborn. He would beat and beat and beat. And sometimes I had to ask myself, am I actually this man's child at this
Okay.
point? Because why is this man doing this thing to me? But I didn't realize it until I grew older, and and now I'm appreciating the essence of the discipline he gave me, because he did not just discipline me. He didn't beat me most of the times. Most of the times he would talk, and if I don't do what he says, that's when the beating comes in.
Yeah.
But he took out time to discipline me properly, my siblings and I properly, and I can proudly say that we can stand in any environment. The first time I heard that, he was like, "I'm so proud of you." I was See, my head was blowing. I was like, see you guys, my father is proud of me. My head was blowing. He was like, look at you, like you've taken on a lot of things that you are doing it and you're progressing, you're growing. I was like, thank you very much. I'm so proud to be called my father's daughter. I'm a daddy's girl through and through.
So for
Through
you
and
out there,
through.
Malabites and Malabarses, and to all of us who are also wishing our dads,
Happy
Happy
Father's
Father's Day.
Day.
And then above all, we are wishing the Vice Chancellor of the University of Calabar, all the administrators, the Director of Unico Radio, every one of you,
Yeah.
Happy Father's Day. Our technical team too. I've said this morning callings. You prepare yourself, because this month,
To the potential
well,
fathers.
yeah, potential fathers, please be
Potential
very careful.
fathers.
Don't allow this rain to cause you to be a by force father by force. Yeah, the potential father, it's enough. You have to roll gently, okay? And then
Anyways,
I also saw some of my friends who probably lost their parents. Posting on their status. That also is another thing that sometimes I get scared about. I'm talking so much, but then don't forget that, yeah, life has just happened. Okay, that does not mean that's the end. Don't forget, even the scriptures have told us that we have a loving Father who is in heaven, who is the father to the fatherless, okay, and the mother to the motherless. So don't
and
give up, just excite up and know that there is He and one who watches over you.
also he actually finds a way to give to provide fathers to the fatherless
Exactly.
in earthly form. So you can look around the people that the men, the male
It
figures in
could be
your
your
life.
HOD, your
Exactly, it could be
lecturer,
your
it could be
mentor, your personal
your
mentor, it could be your
mentor,
pastor.
it could
Actually,
be anyone around
yeah.
you. It could
So
be, yeah.
in
Yeah.
case you want to give a shout out to your dad, you can get to call us and give a shout out to him. We would read out here. You can call us on 0809 4444 058 0809 4444 058. You can call us and give a shout out to your dad, or you can send a text message. And if he's listening, he would definitely hear you. Shout out to all fathers out there, all responsible fathers out there. You are the best. You are not celebrated enough, but
Exactly.
you are the best. Shout out to my dad. Shout out to every father figure in my life. I do not take them for granted. Shout out to my pastor. His name is Pastor Tony Aliogona Raphael. He is someone one of the men I look up to. One of the men I actually hear words of affirmation from. One of the people that I respect. I respect so much amongst other pastors in my church. Well, I shout out to all the father figures out there. You
Okay.
are the best. That was my uncles too.
Mm.
All my uncles are the best. In my family, yeah, we don't take we have more of, I think my uncles have more of female children. Yeah, I think, yeah, well, they have more female children in their household, and they don't play. They don't play with their children, either male or female. You don't try. You don't try us anyway. My dad can literally stand. If you do me anyhow, he will defend me. And so one lady accused me of lying.
Okay.
I was telling her something. I told her that I purchased something and I wasn't given. I was told to come back. The next thing I heard from my mouth was, all these children of nowadays, all these teenagers of nowadays, because then I was a teenager,
Ah,
all these teenagers of nowadays that know how to lie and steal. In my head, I'm like, what does that? What does that mean, though? What does that mean? Then I didn't say anything. I kept quiet. I went to my dad. My dad asked me what happened. What did she say? I told my dad what happened. This man stood up from where he was in church and went down straight to meet this woman. And then this woman, do not accuse my daughter of lying. She's not that kind of person. Don't accuse her of lying. I looked at him and was like, I was so, this kind of proud.
yeah.
Yeah, I think my father knows who I am. This kind of proud is because I was confused with the lady's comments and everything. And he was just saying, don't do that. You can keep the products you're supposed to purchase, but don't call my daughter a liar
Yeah.
at all. So I have a lot of proud father-daughter moments, and I really appreciate um the male figures in my life, the father figures in my life, although few, they've actually made impact in my life too. So you can still give a shout out to your dad, send a message to your dad, tell him how proud you are of him, appreciate him. You can do it on the show here on 0809
Yeah.
4444 You can send a text message to that number. Or you can drop a comment on our live stream. Just take out, if you didn't do it yesterday, take out time and appreciate your dad. You can send a voice message telling him how you love him and how you appreciate him. You can send a text to that father figure in case, unfortunately, your father is no longer with us. You can send a message to that father figure in your life. You can also appreciate him too, because at the end of the day, they've made their impact in one way
Or the
or
other.
the
Yeah.
other. So Thompson, share one moment, one memory moment with your dad.
Well, I think that has to do with the time I would have to accompany him to either ministries or agencies to sort out one or two, and then either acquiring a property or probably during meetings. At some point in time, he loves me to be in his midst. Because it helps me to learn. That's one of the things that have kept me, made me who I am today. That I could publicly speak anywhere. I could be bold enough
Mm.
to go to any place without having fears, because one, he has projected me right from my tender age.
Mm.
We go out together. We do a lot of things together, and that really stood out for me. Yesterday I happened to call him, and while we're talking on phone, and then he was just smiling and said, "Well, that's good that you've got to, talk to me on this day and all of that." So I have a lot of great memories that I really, really would have loved to, but then it would be so personal to personals
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all of
yeah, I
that.
get. I understand.
However, just like we said, our phone lines are open. So for you out there, do all you can to send us a text message or probably make a phone call, definitely we're going to be hearing you out here. So you'd give your shout out to all of that. So, but however, my mentor is a woman. And so I'll wait until, Women's Day. We don't need to ask when is Women's Day. It's always come every Sunday. So by next, by Wednesday,
Oh
I'm
God.
going to do this special shout outs to my very great mentor. But then I think I would love to give a shout out to the head of department, Education and Political Science, Dr. Ofem. I just want to give you this special shout out because you are now my automatic, school mentor. Yeah, so I would just have to add to that because of my, degree program that I'm currently running in school. However, that's pretty much I would love to say about that.
Yeah, in case you still want to call and send the message, you can still send the message to us, or you can send a memorable moment that you'd like to share that you
Yeah.
had with your dad on 0809 4444 058 0809 4444 058. You can send a text message to that number. You can call us and we'll hear that one memorable moment you shared with your dad and get to talk to us on the show today. Right now, we're going back to the music. When we come back, we'll take you to the weather forecast segment of the show. Do not touch that. I'll be back before you know it. This is Me and You by Thames. on Unique Radio International 103.5 FM. And before we went on the break, we wished every father out there, every existing father, every potential father, a happy Father's Day. Because it's very, you guys are very important in our space. Without you, some things will not be able to be actualized. You are the best. We are proud of you. To every father out there and every potential father, shout out to you. We're going straight to the weather forecast segment. Time check is 8 o'clock on the GMT. And this is the weather forecast segment for the 22nd of June 2026. Now, today in Calabar, it will be wet and cloudy, with rain likely at several intervals. Temperatures should range between 23 degrees Celsius and 29 degrees Celsius, with high humidity throughout the day. In the morning from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m., temperatures may range from 23 degrees Celsius to 26 degrees Celsius, and the rain chances may be from 70 to 90%. The weather conditions may be mostly cloudy with light to moderate rain showers likely during the morning commute. The practical tip is to carry an umbrella if you are heading out. In the afternoon from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., temperatures may range from 27 degrees Celsius to 29 degrees Celsius, and the rain chances may be from 60 to 80%. The weather conditions remain warm and humid, and the practical tip is periods of rain and possible thunderstorms may develop, especially later in the afternoon. In the evening from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m., temperatures may range from 24 degrees Celsius to 26 degrees Celsius, and the rain chances may be from 60 to 80%. The weather conditions may be cloudy with intermittent showers likely. The practical tip is that roads may remain wet and visibility could reduce during heavier rainfall, so drive carefully. The summary is that temperature may range from 23 degrees Celsius to 29 degrees Celsius, and the rain chances may be high throughout the day, from 60 to 90%. And general advice is to keep rain gear handy, allow extra travel time, and stay hydrated as humidity levels will remain high despite the rain. You heard here, it's already drifting outside.
Yeah, so even me, while I was about leaving the house, I was thinking like, come on, why am I going without an umbrella? So I just thought that, well, it's gonna be just snappy, but then you've had it, it's gonna rain, the weather is already
It's already
oh
drizzling
man.
outside.
So this month and next month, just expect the rain coming in anytime, any day. But I wonder how people just see this kind of period and then cease to do their weddings or do marriages or do events, severe events and all of that.
On
Then,
Saturday, sir, rain was a huge problem. I
okay,
sat down in my dress in my house and waited for it to stop, and then I moved. As I moved, it started
immediately it
drizzling.
started pouring down. And
Started
even
no, no,
yesterday,
it started
Sunday, that was
drizzling.
the same thing that happened.
I didn't get drenched though, but it
Okay.
started drizzling. That's the thing. I was so happy that it was just light showers, just soft showers of rain.
And those people that used to use rain, because of rain, I can't go to church. God will understand because I don't have an umbrella. But when they say, come, let's go and eat shawarma, come, let's go and eat this, PM, you would defy the rain. You go under the rain and go there soaked just to eat and to marry. But when it's to go to God's presence, they, I don't have umbrella. I can't go out under this rain. You give so much excuse. God is so wonderful. He's so patient. One day, okay, let's leave it at that.
Anyways,
But don't forget that it's raining season, so you just need to get yourself prepared. If you know you're not a friend to the rain, please stay indoors. Call your boss, let your boss know that look, I can go under the rain, or
I'm
the
going to
weather
stay
is
home, right?
not okay by you. We will understand.
And then
Okay, your
stay
boss will
hungry.
understand.
Your
Yeah.
boss understand, then you stay
No,
hungry.
there are a lot of persons that had health related issues that wouldn't warrant them to leave the rent. So at that point in time, I think this is why during recruitment processes, okay, you have to be sincere to your boss, you have to be sincere to your employer that look, I am not going to be available during this period because of this and this and that. So they will understand that look, this person will not be available within this period of time. And then when the rain stops, you could be able to come or not even able to come.
Anyways, prepare as much as possible for the weather because it has intensified. It
Yeah.
has really intensified now. I think before now, it will rain on some days. It will rain in the morning, and then in the afternoon, there will be like heavy rays of sunlight.
Yeah.
But now it's raining all day. I can't remember if I saw sun. Okay, it was yesterday. I saw
Yeah,
sun like
yesterday
yesterday
was
afternoon,
a
but then it
light
rained.
sun.
It
Yeah.
still rained afterwards.
Yeah, it still rained.
So
Yeah.
please, as much as possible, if you're not gotten an umbrella, please get an umbrella.
Yeah.
And if you please prepare as much as possible for the rain, because you would definitely need to go outside for something, and you would
Exactly.
not like to be outside and then rain will meet you on the road, because Calabar rain doesn't want at all. It
Yeah.
just starts falling immediately. So as much as possible, please prepare well for the weather. And also to people that are driving, please calm down, relax, relax. Calabar is not the place that is known for hold-ups and all. So I don't know where we're always rushing to every time. That would speed and forget that we have other people sharing the roads with us. So please drive safely for your own safety. And we're thinking of people outside, people around you. Okay, back to the music. When we come back, we'll be to take us through the exchange rate segment of the morning bus show. This is Sinner by Adekule Gold and Lucky Day. Do not touch that dial. We'll be back before you know it. That music break, and it's still the morning bus show on Unicar Radio International 103.5 FM. My name remains Sharon Antagaita, and I'm here with Obi Thompson on the show today. Time check is 8 minutes past the hour of 8, and we're going straight to the exchange rate segment of the morning bus show. And Obi Thompson has something very interesting for us. Obi Thompson, what's the exchange rate segment for today?
Okay, so I thought about yesterday. I actually went to go, well, just accompany a friend to go get some stuff like that. And so while we were talking, and then all of a sudden the burst pop up. Man, it's so expensive to get things these days. Before you will build those things down here, you pay so much and all of that. And immediately I remember that on Monday I'm going to be talking about the exchange rate, and then I just have to smile. So everyone was just thinking why was mine. They never knew what was running through my mind. But after we left it there, it looks as if this little thing we want to buy here, you're importing it, from other countries. Okay, so but then don't forget that whatever you're going to buy today, somebody was posting, gas again, gas don't increase price like this. And when you go to the fuel station, they tell you how much it's costing for them to import what we should naturally have because we have refinery that produces here and rather send them out of the country. Wow, that seems so very unbearable. I was reading through an economics analyst, and then listening to him speak. And then what came through me was that, look, if you compare how much minimum wage was as at 2022 and compare to what it is today, you will understand that it is even worse having minimum wage being increased to 70,000 naira currently today than what it was before. Because one, the exchange rate as at then, 30,000 naira minimum wage, and the exchange rate was just 400 and something, 450 naira and all of that. So if you look at it, it was even a little more bearable than what we have today. If you compare the current minimum wage of 70,000 naira and then to a US dollar, it's less than, as at 450 naira, we had an exchange rate of about $70. So it means a worker earns $70. But today, the current exchange rate of 70,000 naira minimum wage is about $51. So what sense does it really make? So it doesn't really make any sense at all. So for those of you who think, oh, because you hear the money is so big, so you think, no, we are looking at the exchange rate of how much it's costing you to actually survive. So that's why a lot of persons are saying enough is enough, stop borrowing money and all of that. But then let's quickly start with the Danish krone this morning. Don't forget that Danish krone have also increased. Just one Danish krone is costing Nigeria 210 naira, and then one Saudi Riyal is costing Nigeria 365 naira. So you can imagine that all of these currencies have boosted again, have increased again against the naira. So let's look at a West African silver. It still remains as 2 naira, and then one Japanese yen is costing Nigeria 8 naira, and then just one Chinese yuan is costing Nigeria 201 naira, and then just one South African rand is costing Nigeria 82 naira. It has actually increased. And so one Swiss francs is costing Nigeria 1,708 naira. So you can imagine comparing naira to Swiss francs. So it means a typical Nigerian worker is earning less than let's say less than with the current exchange rate, less than $30, which doesn't make any sense. $30 is something that at some point in time, there are lots of online jobs opportunity that pay you per hour, but this is something they pay you per month, and this month will come and you still not see it. They will cut. Take home pay does not even take it to the junction or even your office post and all of that. Now let's look at £1 sterling. So if you compare how much you're earning today as a minimum wage to £1 sterling, you end up seeing that you're earning less than $20. Oh my goodness. Okay, so one US dollar is 1,370 naira, and that's pretty much everything from the exchange rate. Don't forget, you want to go buy something, you want to do anything, you need to look at how much it's going to cost you to get all of these things before going there to go and price somebody, 10,000 naira for something of 1.5 million. So you just need to wise up. That's pretty much everything from the exchange rate segment.
Thank you, Obi Thompson, for that one. You've heard it there. You know the figures now, and you know how to trade in your foreign currencies. We're going back to the music when we come back to take you to the national holiday segment of the show. This is Beginning by Joe Boy. Do not touch that. I'll be back before you know it. see, people like me can't relate. I was just telling a technical guy on duty that it is well with us, the single Pringles of the blessed single Pringles, because I don't know why. See, there was a time, I think was it last 2 years or so, where everybody was getting, all the celebrities and everything were getting married. Now this year again, the same thing. People in my friend circle are getting married, and people are not asking me questions. And I'm like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, why me? Why do you feel like I'm the next person? But I mean, whatever, it is well with us that are single, especially in this
So
cold weather.
probably they have been able to examine you carefully. Then they have seen and noticed
Examine the
that
come.
you deserve that,
Test me.
and all of that. So you really need to receive it with your both arms, receive it with full chest,
Oh,
and get
please.
prepared because this month and next month it's really gonna be a very interesting month. Yeah. So if you're not careful, you join them.
It's the fact that I
Yeah.
have two more weddings to attend. It's like, I'm like, people should relax, calm down. These people do meetings somewhere now. Oh, to this year, up to 5 people will get married. At the same time, I'm like, why? Can't you should calm down, relax. Anyways, anyways, time check 16 minutes past the hour of 8. And we're going straight to the national holiday segment. And sure, you see, I was saying go ahead, pause the single ones. Today is National Kissing Day. Let
Hmm.
us breathe. Let us breathe. I don't.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
Let,
Go
let
ahead,
me leave it.
pause.
Let me leave it at that.
Now, this day encourages everyone to share a kiss every June 22nd. This delightful observance highlights the joy and health benefits of kissing, from stress relief to boosting immunity, show affection to loved ones, explore new connections, or simply appreciate the power of a kiss. It could be a peck, it could be a normal kiss. But it is well. I can't even relate. That's the thing. Because, don't sing. Only God go help us. Only God go help us. So, but today is National Kissing Day. In case you have that partner, someone that you love, you can give them a peck on the cheek or appreciate the power of a kiss. You can share love with your partner.
Well, that reminds me of a scriptures in Romans 16:16. I really love that scripture so much, where Apostle Paul taught that salute one another with an holy kiss. So the churches, in Christ salute you too. So I think that's the best scriptures I would love to really go with.
As we don't
Even
get
even
partner
First
now.
Corinthians 16:20 that talks that that all the brethren greet one
Don't you
another
know
with
you
a
know that
holy
if you were
kiss. So
married, you will not tell me this thing that you're
yeah,
telling
so
me.
you have to greet each other with a holy
It is
kiss,
well.
But so please, out there, but brush your mouth before you think of doing this. Hello.
Oh, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
so to you who have been legalized to actually do this, please brush your mouth before you do this. And to your wives, husbands, please do this carefully. Don't do it in front of your children, please.
I don't do it outside.
Yeah, and
Thank you.
no, do
For
it
the sake of
outside.
us.
Do
Don't
it.
why for the
Do
sake of
that's
us.
that's why you have been given the legal entity, the legal backing, the
Oh, please.
legal effrontery, the
Please.
legal how did they call
If I
that
see
word
PD
safe?
outside, I'll be vexed.
But while you're doing that outside, watch out in case they want
They
you
want to you
water.
something.
It's
Because
actually
single
water.
people don't get joy.
Man, na lie, they get joy,
No,
so please do it wherever you want to do it, but not in front of your little children, okay? Yeah, but however, teach them that this is what it is.
and also to
It's
the
already
people
written in the
that
scripture, holy kiss, holy kiss.
and also the people that want to surprise someone with a kiss.
Mhm.
Better be careful. They may slap you.
Please,
Just be careful. I'm
please
just letting you know.
know where you're playing those kind of play to.
Because I was
Don't go and play with somebody who has already been offended by his or her ex and all
Honestly,
of
I was not
that.
even offended, sef.
Okay.
I was not offended. Like, I was just sitting there on my own. This happened twice. And
Mm.
this human being was like, I think he made advances. And I shifted back. Because I'm like, hello, what are you doing? Next, he was like, that he would like to, how did he even put it, safe? Like, how would I don't even know how to say this thing on air. It's how it was. I just felt very irritated. And we now did think, like, when we were talking, he said, okay, what if I attempt to kiss you now? I said, I will slap you. I just said it straight up. I will slap you because you are testing my patience. I will slap you because why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? So please be careful. Be careful before what is supposed to be a sign of love becomes a sign of aggression and fights. Please be careful. The next national holiday is World Rainforest Day. Now, it's a day to call global attention to the critical importance of these biodiverse ecosystems. This day encourages learning about their role in climate regulation and supporting efforts to protect them. Join the movement to preserve rainforests, advocate for sustainable practices, and educate others on their vital roles. Now, rainforests are very, very important because we need them in our ecosystem for our air to be very, very, very clean. So we need to actually discourage discourage rapid deforestation, because when you cut down these trees, when you cut down these trees, you rid us of proper fresh air,
Hmm.
and that is
Yeah.
not what we want at all, because the world is already, there are a lot of carbon emissions already
Yeah.
emitted from the atmosphere, and we need a cleaner environment, and this particular set of organisms help us to maintain a cleaner environment and a cleaner rainforest. Yeah, so the next national holiday is Positive Media Day.
Okay.
Positive Media Day encourages us to seek out and share uplifting news and inspiring stories. Take a moment to reflect on the media you consume, actively promote positive narratives, and engage with content that builds community. Discover ways to highlight good news and inspire other people. It could be and we need to actually discourage the act of talking down on our country and
Okay.
down on our city. It's something that we need to actually replace with more positive thinking, more positive media. Instead of saying Nigeria no go better, say we have, although we have situations that seem
Like I used to say,
that
we'll
seem
definitely get it
exactly
right someday. Yeah.
exactly we'll definitely get it right someday. I mean, like I would always say, why be negative when you can use that time to be positive?
Yeah.
Why be negative when you use that time to be positive? As much as possible, we need to share uplifting news. It's not every time bad news, bad news, bad news, bad news.
Exactly.
Although with the way everything is in the world now, you turn on your radio set, you'd turn on your TV set, you'd go online. The next thing you're seeing is one bad story, from one bad story to another. But as much as possible, it's not something that you should consume actively, not every time, at least sometimes balance it up as positive. Although there are some news that you definitely have to hear, because you definitely have to be informed about some things, but balance it up with positive information and positive media too. Take out time to highlight news, good news, and inspire other people. It could be advancements in the medical sector, it could be advancements in the economy, it could be advancements in the educational sector, but just take out time to share positive news. It's not every time we will share negative news. Like we have a lot of positive news in our university space. There are a lot of collaborations that are ongoing. The management is doing a
If you
very
don't have
good
anything
job.
to post, please concentrate in posting Nuga games. Concentrate in posting good things.
Yeah.
Take pictures in good places and snap. Say good things about it, okay?
Hmm.
And then, if possible, please, during your classes, have a good, group discussion, and then make a post about it. Say something good. Talking about Nigeria generally. Yeah, you could just look at one area or one sector of the economy that you think is benefiting you, okay, and say if there is none, please. It shouldn't be because you have data, you have smartphones, and then the next thing you'll be pia posting
Every
all manner
time,
of things.
always
Don't forget,
negative.
you can be traced and be arrested. And you know what? You're going to go for it. So be wise out there and be very careful. Today is that day we call on you and I to ensure that we say good things about our dear country.
Anyways, that's it for the national holiday segment of the Morning Bus Show. We're going back to the music. When we come back, we'll take you to the health and wellness segment of the show. This is Coping Medicine by Omale and Elma, my personal favorite. Smile for
Okay.
me. Smile for me. We are here
Mm.
to make sure that you smile. Do not touch that dial and do not move away from your radio set. That music break time checks 29 minutes past the hour of 8, and you are tuned into Unica Radio International 103.5 FM. This is the Morning Buzz show, and we're going straight to the health and wellness segment. Excuse me, to the health and wellness segment. On today's health awareness segment, we're going to be talking on the health benefits of onions in your diet. Yes, I said onions. Although some people don't like it, some people don't like seeing it, some people don't like chewing it. It is very, very, very important in your diet. Now, onions are among the most widely consumed vegetables in the world. I mean, in Nigeria, if onions is not inside some foods, you would know. I use it to flavor oil, I use it to do stew, jollof, suya, a wide range of foods. Onions is one thing that must be inside our delicacies, our dishes. And they are rich in vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and beneficial plant compounds that contribute to overall health. Regular consumption of onions can support heart health, strengthen immunity, and help prevent certain diseases. Some of the importance of onions include that a rich source of antioxidants. Onions contain powerful antioxidants, particularly quercetin and sulfur-containing compounds. That's the thing that causes tearing when you cut it. Sulfur inside onions.
Yeah.
It's a fun fact that I think you should know. So I was actually doing my research. I was very surprised, and I was wondering why anytime we cut onions, we'd end up crying, and I had to do my research on it. I discovered that it's the sulfur contained inside onions that makes you tear up. The sulfur contained inside onions that makes you tear up. So when you cut it, that sulfur, the gas goes up into your eyes and ends up making your eyes very, very teary.
Especially those small, small ones. You see those small, small onions, can be so disgraceful before you cut it. But those bigger ones, sometimes you can even cut it all and you wouldn't even feel. But those small,
I feel
tiny,
like
tiny
that's
ones,
for you. It's the fresh ones that sulfur containing, but the thing, the ones that are gradually getting bad, they don't tend to emit as much sulfur as they would. But I particularly don't like cutting onions. I usually cut it over. I either cut it over heat, or they said chewing gum also helps you stay like, helps you not to cry.
yeah,
I don't know
that's
how true
exactly
that
what
is.
that's exactly what they say.
I don't know
Yeah.
how true that is, but I know that when I put it over heat, it doesn't get into my eyes. Anyways, these substances help neutralize harmful free radicals in the body, reducing oxidative stress that can contribute to aging and chronic diseases such as cancer and cardiovascular disorders. It also supports heart health. Eating onions may promote cardiovascular health by lowering blood pressure, reducing levels of harmful LDL cholesterol,
Okay.
improving blood circulation, and helping prevent blood clot formation. The
Great.
flavonoids and sulfur compounds in onions contribute to maintaining healthy blood vessels and reducing the risk of heart diseases. It also boosts the immune system. Onions contain vitamin C and various phytochemicals that help strengthen the body's immune defenses. Their antimicrobial properties may also help the body fight certain bacterial and viral infections. They also help to regulate blood sugar. Research suggests that compounds found in onions may help improve its insulin sensitivity and assist in regulating blood glucose levels. This makes onions a beneficial dietary addition, pardon me, for individuals at risk of or living with diabetes. It also promotes digestive health. Onions are rich in dietary fiber and prebiotics, particularly inulin and fructo oligosaccharides. These compounds nourish beneficial gut bacteria, improving digestion, enhancing nutrient absorption, and supporting overall gut health.
Okay.
It may also reduce the risk of cancer. Several studies have linked higher consumption of onions and other allium vegetables to a reduced risk of certain cancers, including stomach and colorectal cancer. Their sulfur compound and antioxidants may help inhibit the growth of cancer cells. It also supports bone health. Regular onion consumption has been associated with improved bone density, especially among older adults. Certain compounds in onions may help reduce bone loss and support skeletal strength. It also enhances skin and heart health, as well as it possesses anti-inflammatory properties. Chronic inflammation is associated with many diseases, including arthritis, diabetes, and heart diseases. The antioxidants in onions help reduce inflammation, potentially lowering the risk of these conditions. It also provides essential nutrients such as vitamin C, vitamin B6, folate, potassium, manganese. These nutrients are important for immune function, energy metabolism, nerve function, and overall well being. Now, ways to include onions in your diet include adding raw onions to salads and sandwiches. I know there's some people that do not like chewing them.
Ah, man, I don't like chewing
You don't
raw
like chewing them,
onions.
so you
Yeah,
can
no matter
easily
what it is. Yeah.
blend. You can easily blend. I like chewing them actually instead in food, but it gets to a point. I don't like chewing them raw anymore because it actually makes me tear up.
Okay.
I used to enjoy chewing them when I was little. But in case you do not like seeing onions in your food, you don't like chewing the onions, you can use them, you can blend them and use them in your soups, stews, and sauces. You
Yeah.
can stir fry with vegetables and lean proteins and also include them in rice dishes and omelets. I mean, we have this thing where I realize that it's native to us.
Yeah.
There are omelets, there's scrambled eggs. We have this thing where we do egg sauce, where we put onions, we cut tomatoes, we cut pepper, and then mix it with the egg and fry. And so this is how my mom does it. And I realize that some people do it in a different way, but it still comes out almost the same way. It's like it's egg sauce with tomatoes, onions, and everything. So we usually put it together and fry and serve with we used to eat it with bread then. Either bread or yam. Then when we were little, I
Okay.
can't remember the last time I ate something like that. God, I
Mm.
beg. I really need to change that. Also, you can roast or grill them as a side dish amongst like we usually grill meat, suya.
Okay.
And the Abuki will ask you, do you want cabbage? Do you want onions inside? You just cut it and put it inside. I like eating it with suya actually. Now onions are more than just flavor enhancing vegetables.
Okay.
Their rich nutritional profile and abundance of antioxidants make them valuable for heart health, immune support, digestive wellness, blood sugar control, and disease prevention. Including onions regularly as part of a balanced diet can contribute significantly to maintaining good health.
Okay.
So onions is something that I know it's getting expensive by the day. It's getting expensive.
Yeah,
But
just
then
over the weekend when we were trying to go get something like that,
mm,
trust me, it was so expensive. Yeah, it was so expensive. And then I was like, "Yeah, just go ahead, buy it. What are you gonna do? Just manage the one you have, you know."
Abi.
Yeah.
But the thing I realized is that you can't cook food without onions. Whether it's noodles, it's rice, stew, it's fry, except the ones that don't like it at all.
Yeah.
But you will definitely find onions in your food. But please, there's some places that onions should not be in. There's some foods that onions should not be inside. Like I don't want to eat my meat pie and I see onions inside it. I tell you,
Right.
I'm close to cursing you because why? Why? Although we also do pancakes in a way. We add pepper and onions into our pancakes. Nigerians is how we do our thing that is different.
Yeah.
Because you see pancakes, when you see pancakes abroad, like you see them in movies, in cartoons, you see how fluffy they are, how they look so flat and everything. They now put jelly inside it. When you come to Nigeria, they are adding pepper. As you would choose something and you taste pepper inside it. But it is well, we are unique for a
That is
reason.
our own spice,
Yes.
our own way of doing some
Mm-hmm.
certain things.
We
Yeah,
are
and a lot
unique
of
for a
persons
reason.
just it's just like some of these, but some of these, meals like that. There are ones that when you see the pepper outside, when you see the pepper, it will attract you to
Even
it.
puff.
But there are some,
Even puff
yeah,
puffs
yeah. So if you see that pepper, that is one of the things that actually attracts
attracts
many
you to
persons
it.
to eat it. Yeah, but there are some food that you don't need to do that. Don't
Please
expose
don't,
it,
please.
grind it, and all of that. There's some food that just like we talked about onions. Yeah, when you see the onions, like most of these our people that eat raw leaves and then take fresh pepper,
Our
with
your people.
oil, palm oil. When you want to give cola now during marriages, traditional events, and all of that, you slice onions and put it on top. This how they just
It is
make
well.
it so nice and all of that. But you enjoy it though. Yeah.
Anyways, that's it for the health and wellness segment. Make sure that you add onions to your diet if you are not already adding onions in your diet. I know it can be expensive, but at some point in time, just like chip it in a little bit. They've made it student friendly. I think you can buy two. It depends. There's 100 naira and there's 200 naira. It is well with us in this country, but just definitely put onions into your diet as much as possible. Do not move away from your radio set. We'll be back for the people and culture segment. This is Jagele by Burner Boy. Do not touch that dial. By Burner Boy. Welcome back from that music break. Time check is 41 minutes past the hour of 8. And it's still the Morning Bus Show on Unica Radio International 103.5 FM. And we're moving straight to the people and culture segment of the Morning Bus Show. So today's people and culture segment, we're going to be talking on the origin and history of Omugo. I know we've heard it like a couple of times, and most of us have actually participated in it. I've actually experienced it firsthand. Omo is a traditional postpartum care practice among the Igbo people of southeastern Nigeria. The word is derived from the Igbo language and refers to the period following childbirth when you experience female relative, usually the new mother's mother, as the maternal grandmother of the child, stays with her to provide care, guidance, and support for both mother and baby. It is one of the oldest and most cherished family traditions in the Igbo culture, and it has also extended to other parts, other cultures, because the process of childbirth is not something that is easy to pass through. And as much as possible, the wife or the mother needs all the support she can get from the husband and from her mother, because it's usually the maternal mother, because it's it's the lady's mother, and as such she can easily relate more than the paternal grandmother. Yes, she can easily relate now. She can easily flow because she knows who her daughter is. So the exact date of the origin of the Omugo is unknown, because it developed as part of the indigenous cultural practices of the Igbo people long before written records were kept. Like many African traditions, it was transmitted orally from one generation to another. The practice emerged from the communal nature of Igbo society, where family members shared responsibilities and supported one another during important life events such as birth and marriage and death. In traditional Igbo society, childbirth was considered a critical period requiring special attention. It is believed that a new mother needed time to recover physically, learn child care skills, and bond with her baby. Therefore, older women, especially grandmothers, assumed the responsibility of caring for the mother and newborn. This support system gradually became institutionalized as omugo. Historically, omugo was performed primarily by the maternal grandmother of the child. If she was unavailable, the paternal grandmother, an aunt, or another experienced female relative could take her place. During this period, which often lasts for a few weeks to several months, I think the most it lasts for is 3 months, where the child can easily the mother is said to have recovered
Yeah.
to an extent from the pains of childbirth, the tiredness of childbirth and everything,
Yeah.
and then can easily take care of her own child. Although some mothers stay for 6 months, well, I think that's
That's
the
that's
most.
that's uh, that's long, though, but it's okay.
No, if it's my mom, it's not long.
Yeah.
It's not long. We can stay as much as she wants. If it's my mom, though, but like, I think some people have preferences. If
Yeah.
it is their husbands' mothers, they will prefer them to not stay long. Especially the ones that are not really, they don't really have good relationships with their mothers-in-law. But that's the most, can be 6 months. For what I've seen some stay for 6 months.
Okay.
I've seen one stay for 1 year. They had to somehow pursue this woman from the house
There's
because they're
some
like,
people who
what
don't
is
even
it?
want to go back again
Mm.
even after that. Yeah.
Anyways, in pre-colonial Igbo society, Omuga served several important purposes. For example, maternal recovery. It allowed the mother to regain strength after childbirth because the fact that she doesn't have the strength to even stand most of the time to do things by herself, because it's very very childbirth can be very very exhausting. So the mother is there to help care for the child so that she can regain her strength as much as possible to be able to take care of her own child. Also, infant care education. Young mothers learn practical childcare skills from experienced elders, like learning how to shower the child properly, learning how to take care of the child properly, learning how to hold the baby properly in a way that will not compromise the baby's head or body. Because when a child is newly born, the bones are not mature as an adult's own.
Mm.
So the way you hold a child, the way you in fact they usually massage child too. The way
Yeah.
you handle a child will determine the how the child would grow. You
Wow.
understand? If you don't, I think, and there's this belief that if you don't massage the child properly, the child do not be as flexible as possible. Also, it encourages family bonding. The practice strengthens relationships between generations and extended family members. I always loved it when my aunt would come, because then my grandmother wasn't strong enough to come for Omugo,
Mm.
but my dad's sister. My dad's eldest sister would come for the omugo. I love it when she comes because she knows how to cook. Like, she knew how to cook because she has passed now, but she knew how to cook food,
Yeah.
very good food. And she was somebody that I always like to sit down and listen to. Love to sit down and talk. I still miss her up to this time
Okay.
because I got to know her and I got to listen to her. She was one of my best aunts before she passed, though.
Oh.
But it encouraged family bonding. It also encouraged cultural transmission. Traditional beliefs, values, and parenting methods were passed on to younger generations.
Okay.
Women learned how to train their child, how to discipline their child properly in a way that will help the child grow and behave themselves to the point where they can stand in society as responsible men, young men, and women. As Christianity, urbanization, and modernization spread across Nigeria, some aspects of Omugo changed. Certain traditional rituals were modified or abandoned, but the central idea of family support after childbirth remained strong. Today, many Igbo families continue to practice Omugo both within Nigeria and in diaspora.
Yeah.
I had was it my friend, my cousin's my cousin's mom. My cousin's mom came all the way from Nigeria. She went all the way from Nigeria to the UK to do Omugo for her grandson. It
Wow.
was the son-in-law that sponsored her flight ticket. So it
Okay.
was like a visit visa. It went straight there to do it. So you see how important we have it has become. Because I mean, imagine a mother struggling to regain her strength and then still trying to take care of her own child at the
Yeah.
same time. It's something that can be very, very overwhelming. And so this particular tradition is something that we still keep on encouraging because of proper recovery because the global recovery of the mother. Now, Omugo is more than a childcare arrangement. It is a cultural institution that reflects the Igbo values of family solidarity, communal responsibility, and respect for elders. Studies have shown that the practice provides emotional, physical, and psychological support to nursing mothers while helping to preserve Igbo cultural heritage. Despite challenges associated with modern lifestyles, Omugo remains an enduring symbol of care, compassion, and community among the Igbo people. It continues to play an important role in promoting maternal and child well being and strengthening family ties. You can see that I think I've grown up around a lot of Igbo people, and they are barely apart from each other. They're always together. They're always together. Even the ones in rural areas
Yeah.
that will live with their grandmothers, um they were
Mm.
privileged to be with their grandmothers, their parents, as siblings are always together. You barely see them apart. Even if they're apart, they would find a way to come back together. It encouraged bonding. Children, older children knew their grandmothers because when a new child is born, the grandmothers would come and live with them for a while. It actually made it was very, very interesting. It expands across the Igbo tribe to other tribes in Nigeria, where we'd see the paternal grandmother come in to the house to help the mother recover properly and take care of the child properly. It's very, 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 very important
Yeah.
because the person we are handling, the child you're handling, is very, very delicate. And if not handled with proper care, the child could end up growing with developmental challenges whatsoever. So, Omuga is a tradition that we appreciate
Yeah.
and we hope will continue because now,
Yeah, for those of you who are, trying to play smart with the weather, just get prepared because
Thompson,
definitely we're
rest
gonna go
now.
for Omugo. We're
Thompson,
gonna
rest now.
invite me to come. I'm gonna massage
Thompson,
you.
rest
Huh?
now.
Yeah, for some persons they're already preparing, and doing some practical steps.
Anyways, that's it for the people and
Okay.
culture segment of the morning mushroom. We have to go back to the
I love
music.
the way you smile. I'm suspecting something.
Suspecting what?
Yeah, congratulations
Be
in
playing.
advance. Okay.
What you talk? Stop flying this thing around though. I reject it though, please. Please. I thought you said it in church yesterday as play.
Oh, they have even
Please.
said it in church. Oh,
Please.
and I'm saying it today in the
Respect
workplace.
yourself, Thompson.
Okay, so let's.
Thank you very much. Respect yourself.
Okay.
Anyways, we're going back to the music. Before the Morning Boss show continues, the news flash comes up shortly by 9 a.m. So you do not want to log out of your phone or you don't want to stay away from your radio set. Stay tuned. We'll definitely be back before you know it. This is Adugo by The Cavemen. Enjoy.
a.m. Good morning, Calabar. Welcome to the News Flash on Unical Radio International 103.5 FM Calabar. My name is Albert Kelly. Here are the top headlines of the hour, starting from the home scene. Cross River State Police arrest cannabis farmer over alleged double murder. In politics, the 2027 presidential poll. Group petitions INEC over President Tinubu's eligibility and demands certificate probe. And now talking business, as motorists berate oil marketers over high cost of petrol despite global price drop. Away from Nigeria, Trump confirms that Starmer will resign as UK Prime Minister. And now, in entertainment and lifestyle, as Pella completes bride price right for Jarvis ahead of marriage. And lastly, in sports news, as Yamal opens World Cup score sheet as Spain beats Saudi Arabia 4-0. Details of all of this news and more coming up this afternoon by 1 p.m. right here on Unical Radio International 103.5 FM Calabar. If you have news reports from your area hostels departments and faculties, please call our news hotline on 0809 444 4058. You can also follow us on all social media handles. On Facebook, we are Unical Radio International. On Instagram, TikTok, and X, we are Unical Radio. Please do away with any form of discrimination and nepotism as we strive to build a united nation. And always remember, as Malabite, Malabrists, and Crossby variants at large, we are known for reasonable action. My name is Albert Kelly. Stay tuned and enjoy the rest of the morning buzz with Sharon and Obi Thompson, of course, Vine Henshaw. Good morning.
Unical 103.5 FM, bringing to you entertainment, infotainment, and edutainment all round the clock with profound, trusted, and reliable hosts. Stay posted by tuning on to your radio 103.5 FM or visit our website at yrka.org/Unical Radio. Unical Radio, education beyond barriers.
The best radio station in the world.
For the very best in music, information, entertainment, and education. Stay locked onto Unical Radio International 103.5 FM.
Another world. Yeah. Everything's for you. I beg you, make you do me. Make you your own passport and Peter. Mona Lisa. Make I kneel it down. Start to show me more. Make I see now. Me I no carry Japanese for my eyes. So make you show me something where could do me strong thing. No, make you do me things where could make it bad man shock with me deep. You did do the things where could make a lava. Won't be like Griffin. Oh girl, you do me things where could make you me shout baby. She no need the visa to carry me dry by you. Everything for you. Enemies for you. Only me, cover you. Everything for you. I keep a check. She was a bad, nevertheless. Calling it quits now, baby, I'm alright. Needless to say, I'm keeping a check. She was a bad, nevertheless. Calling it quits now, baby, I'm alright. Oh, make it do me things, we gon' make it bad man shock, baby, you did do the things, we gon' make a lava, won't be like Griffin. Oh, girl, you do me things, we gon' make it me shout, baby.
For the very best in music, information, entertainment, and education. Stay locked onto Unical Radio International 103.5 FM.
Everything
for the very best in music, information, entertainment, and education. Stay locked onto Unicool Radio International, 103.5 FM.
People we know they feed you, always the first to talk about your life. Look at the irony, shame you for public, on the beg you for side. Don't get it twisted, oh. I know they keeping my distance, oh. Some people are worse than pandemic. If it go cause my peace, then I go take my leave. If it no be money, do not disturb me, please. If it go cost my peace, that's some expensive. If it no be money, do not disturb me, please. Man, just roll on. It is what it is, yeah. Man, will be live on. Man, just roll on. It is what it is, yeah. Man, will be live on. Money no they bring happiness, so now when I get money I realize, oh. But I no be hypocrite. I dey pray make you get your own too. See bad times will never last. Hey, let me low my last, yo. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Life comes at you so fast. Small time you don't become waiting you hate, yo. Okay, they hate their lives and they're lonely. No energy for nobody. We know they happy for me, for me. Okay, you hate your life and you lonely.
By Adekunle Gold. Welcome back to the Morning Boss Show on Unica Radio International 103.5 FM. Time check is 7 minutes past the hour of 9. And my name is Sharon Antgaita, and I'm not alone. I'm here with Obi Thompson and Vine Henshaw just joined us in the studio. Vine, good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Sharon. Good morning, Calabar. Good morning, Malabites and Malabarsters. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
That exasperated side at the beginning.
Yeah, I just saw myself on the screen. I'm like, oof. God is awesome.
Yes. Someone was like, I knew that God actually can create when I saw my face in the mirror. And I was like,
awesome. I left the house feeling very upset. And you know how you feel like, you know, your anger is written all over your face, but the camera just, you know, was just pointed on me, and I'm like, oh, okay. I don't look as angry as I am.
No wonder you came in. Vine didn't never say anything to me.
I'm like, it's a very tough Monday morning, and like I always say, how you start your Monday will, you know, be a determinant factor of how your week will go. Yeah. And I think it's going to be a very, you know, perhaps week for me.
It's going to be perhaps. Also, I noticed new glasses. We all know how that came about.
Oh, please.
But let us
Detective Sharon, oh, please.
Yes, you guys.
Yeah, so funny how you left me out of the morning greetings, but that's not a big deal.
Just you greeting me this morning.
Don't worry. It's a personal beef. I'm just
Sorry,
wishing you a happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to you.
And I'm just
too.
wishing that as you go through this week, we'll all go and prepare for Mugo.
We start with you.
Thompson, can you rest?
We were going to start with you. It's not simple.
Back to set down.
No, it's not saying not back to
let's not
start with you.
Let's not drag.
No, it's not dragging. It's stating the obvious.
For Sharon, they started wishing her right from yesterday in the church, and today in workplace I have done that. And then
what were they wishing you, please?
That you carry, the statement was, Sharon, you carry belly, and I'm like,
was that heavy? I didn't even get that part.
Was it like a prophecy? Or...
No. It was a revelation given in form of
it was a joke, actually.
Well, you know, sometimes some jokes are,
manifestations.
But the joke you need to act on the joke first now. I can't act on the joke.
Okay, but then that's exactly why.
I can just key into it.
Yeah.
For future purposes.
Especially
for future purposes.
The future purposes is in the future, not now.
But you can still claim it regardless.
Okay.
Like just key into it because I'm pretty sure you don't want to be 10 years in marriage and still looking for a child. I remember that somebody made a joke and I should have just said amen, but you said God forbid.
Okay. Can we now say amen? Amen. Okay.
Well, it was Father's Day yesterday, and you know, every Father's Day comes with controversies. controversies. No, let's leave the dancing part. It always comes to controversies because I have seen several posts on social media. People are like, it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the responsible men. And
Yeah,
there's
I
this
saw
debate
that.
about, oh, when is Women's Day or when is Mother's Day? Nobody says Happy Mother's Day to responsible
Responsible
mothers,
women,
right?
yeah.
But when it's Father's Day, it's always Happy Father's Day to responsible
Here's the
fathers.
thing.
Or sometimes some people even go ahead to wish themselves, some mothers go ahead to wish themselves a happy Father's Day on Father's Day.
Here's the thing, yeah. One thing I realized yesterday was the fact that men have see this is why I can't key into gender equality because in terms of our biological build, we're not the same.
Obviously.
In terms of our responsibilities, we are not the same at the same time. We all have our role to play in society, basically. But that's why some women have problems with submitting to the men in their house. And then most men don't step into the role they're supposed to step into as leaders of their home. And that is why things like this occur. When a man is not responsible for their home, it shows in the family.
So when a woman is not doing what she's supposed to do, that's building the home. Do we call her irresponsible?
It also, yes, you're liable to call the person irresponsible because when you're not responsible for your duties, you are irresponsible. But it's more pronounced because men have more, let's say, more responsibilities on them. And it has added over time due to societal expectations and everything. But men are supposed to be leaders of their home. And if they don't step into that position, it is very blown out. Like it shows very well because if you don't have a very good leader, an accountable leader, it will show in the way the followers do their things. Do you understand? So I feel like that is why most of these things are more pronounced. And it's actually very sad because, on Mother's Day, you would have said, happy Mother's Day to the
That's
responsible
the problem,
women.
right? Because if you say Happy Mother's Day to every responsible mother out there, that is balance because we know that there are some irresponsible women that exist in our society. I mean, every day we see cases of women giving birth and dumping the children in, receptacles and all of that on the road or beating the children to death.
Yeah.
So that is signs of, irresponsibility, but nobody talks about that. But when it's Father's Day, it's always Happy Father's Day to all the responsible men. And some women even call themselves fathers.
I saw
on Father's
the
Day.
tweet. I was
Because
like,
they deliberately
responsible.
decide to take over the
I
responsibilities
remember
of
when
men.
some years
Yeah.
ago, turned to DK. Thank God she has given her life to Christ. That woman was
Hallelujah,
a
somebody.
menace. My goodness. A few years ago, she dressed as a father to her son's school for Father's Day. Why? Why would you go that far? Really? Why?
But I don't understand this concept though. Like, why fight over leadership role in the house? Like, I'm so laid back on this thing because I'm like,
Well,
why?
that is you and they are them. So
it-
everybody has, what works for them or what they desire.
We had a very serious conversation on submission. Some girls were like, if he submits first, I'll submit. And I'm like,
Who is he
you
submitting
guys
to?
don't understand how there's a role to play here. I don't know why we keep going against our normal build because there's a role to play here. We all have our roles to play. You can't have two leaders fighting each other for who is better than who in the home. And I don't even have the strength.
in every trip on aircrafts, right? There is a pilot and there's a co-pilot. The co-pilot is there to back the pilot up. The co-pilot is there to assist the pilot.
Finished.
Imagine if the co-pilot and the pilot are both holding the aeroplane steering.
Chaos.
Believe me that plane will crash.
And personally, I
And
can't
they were
stress.
created as helpmates.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
Personally,
so
I
you should be
can't
there to help.
stress in my entire life and then get married and still fight over the person that's supposed to lead me. Make it make sense. Like I want to just be so laid back and be spoiled at some point in time. I will relax.
At
You
some
do
point in
you.
time.
You do. See the thing. The saying of what a man can do, a woman can do. It's a lie. Oh. What a man can do, I cannot. I don't want to do. What a woman can do, say, if you tire.
At the end of the day, right, people just have their own stance, people have their
Exactly.
own perspectives, and you cannot really force people to believe what you want them to believe, right? People just have what they believe in, and they will fight you and anything else just to, be that thing that they believe in. So it's fine.
Well,
Some
everybody
women,
has freedom of mindsets and beliefs.
I mean,
that
there's
they
free
want to
will.
uphold.
as
There's
much as
free
people
will.
are, misusing their free will, but there's free will at the end of the day. So yeah.
Anyways, we're going straight to the top story segment of the Morning Bus Show. And the first top story is from the university space. Language plays central role in interpreting, enacting identity. The 163rd inaugural lecturer of the University of Calabar, UNICAL, Professor Romanus Abo, has said language plays a central role in both interpreting and enacting identity. He stated this at the Godswill Apabio International Conference Center while delivering the institution's inaugural lecture on the topic Scholarship Now.
Let's move on. I was waiting for that.
Wow, like
Let's move on.
I'm shocked. Okay, the pragmatic approach to English studies. Professor Abo argued that the formulation and reformation of identity, whether consciously or unconsciously, is largely celebrated through language. He said the way a writer uses language has to do with the search for identity and discovery of self, adding that since identity is pervasive, it is often carried through the medium of language. Abo, a professor of English and African studies, described language as a critical component in the construction of identity. He said language holds the key to understanding people's relations to social events and offers insights into the expression of reality. According to him, the tendency for people to associate freely with other people is always facilitated by the fact that they speak the same language. The line of reasoning, he said, indicates that identity is a reflection of people's individuality, and language either helps individuals in constructing respective forms of identities or hinders them from doing so. He noted that linguistic frames determine how communities interpret experiences and negotiate meanings in times of change and crisis. The inaugural lecturer stressed it is not used in support. Sorry, let me take that again. Professor Abo called for a pragmatic approach to English studies that draws from sociology, history, psychology, digital media, and indigenous knowledge systems. So I'm trying to censor some things because there are some things that are not supposed to be said.
I like how
there.
creative these inaugural lecturers have become.
Yeah.
But just finish. I have a little things to say.
Professor Ofion commended the inaugural lecturer for delivering a lecture that speaks directly to academic and social realities. He said the focus on language, identity, and multidisciplinarity reflects the urgent need for scholarship that bridges theory with practice and national development. Professor Ofiong noted that UNICAL takes pride in scholars whose research challenges conventional thinking while offering actionable insights. He described the lecture as timely, given ongoing debate around culture, communication, and identity in Nigeria. The Vice-Chancellor assured the university would continue to provide a platform for intellectual discourse that shapes policy and public consciousness. High point of the well-attended lecture was a presentation of a memento to the inaugural lecturer by the Deputy Vice-Chancellor on behalf of the Vice-Chancellor, Professor. This is from the Public Relations Unit, the University of Calabar. Please, for broadcasting, please people should fine-tune your...
Thing is, I don't even understand the context. Why these two things were put side by side.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? First of all, this is an academic space, right? These are, people that work in academia. And when I saw the theme, I'm like, and it was approved? And it was put at the main gates? Like, I saw the banner, at the main gate. I'm like, okay, what is this in aid of?
I pass you something when you pass, and you're like, it's nothing. Then you're like, wait. Then you reverse.
Read it again. Yeah.
What's this thing doing?
I think they are trying to be, for lack of better context, they're trying to be Gen Z. That's the thing, right? Because I saw one, I think that was last
one
saying something about Chop One. Everybody,
Chop Small remain
something like that.
Something like that.
Let's go back to academia. Like, let's go back.
Though. It's not all Gen Zs that speak vulgar. Like,
yes.
It's not every Gen Z that speaks anyhow. Like,
let's go back to academia, because to the best of my knowledge, when you hear somebody in academia speak, they're very mindful of language. First of all, they don't use every language, right? They're very mindful of the kind of language that they use.
Because if we want to play the broadcast, if we want to play the video over and over again, we have to censor some things, and that's not what we want to be doing. We have to censor some things. So this
theme is
video,
like the important part of the inaugural lecture.
Now this video needs to reach a wide, because it's an inaugural lecture, for Christ's sake. It needs to reach a wide space on different for educational purposes. It needs to reach a wide range of students. And now it won't reach wide range because sites would mark this as having vulgar
Explicit.
words,
Explicit
explicit
vulgar,
content,
yeah.
and everything. And that's not what we want. We want to educate people. We want to educate people to be better. So having vulgar words in conversations, like in very, very important lectures, is something that we
Around
need to
academia,
actually
that's my problem. If it
cut
was
down on.
another context, maybe I would overlook it, but it's academia, and like I said, academia is viewed as, you know, very serious business, you know, in terms of language, context, and all of that. So you bring in vulgarity into academia, okay, where do we draw the line?
But
Where do we draw the line?
I love the part
Of
where
course, you will love it.
this
Of
is
course.
not really love the fact that he's using vulgar words.
Okay.
But the part where he said that the writer uses languages, you know, has to do with the search for identity and discovery.
Of course.
Now, there are so many times someone would love to say some certain things, and you knowing very well, oh, this with this kind of intonation or this language setting is coming from. It's just like when someone you read the scriptures, right? You know, for most of us who are, you know, using the King James version, let's say of the scriptures, so you could know that, oh, these are Hebrew terms, these are Hebrew ways of speaking, right? So we also have our own way of. So I think for me, I would a little bit dodge from that bullet of those vulgar words, but looking at the context of the entire
No, we're coming to the context,
message.
you know, let's
Okay,
you know,
so
break down everything first.
So first of all, I think it's quite important for us to assimilate languages, you know, especially our own language. As Africans, we have our own language. You know, that's why if you look at some phone settings, you know, when you newly acquire a phone, they let you choose what type of language you want to be used. Even the English language you were talking about, we still have the US
British English.
English, we have the
Yeah,
British, we
British
have
English.
the UK, you still have Africana, like, you know, English kind of and all of
You
that.
say
So,
waiting.
There's pidgin
yeah.
English now included.
So
in
yeah,
it.
you just have all of those.
keypads.
Yeah,
There's
just
pidgin
choose
English.
out. So
Wow.
I think it's quite important
Is that a
for.
good thing though?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Just
if you
just
ask
take
me.
it as that. It's
Yeah,
a
just
good
take it
thing.
at that. So
Okay.
that's the reason why sometimes when you type some certain things in your keypad and then it doesn't give you,
Yeah, we came
you
up
know,
with
you don't
Vex,
auto.
right?
Yeah.
We came up with Vex.
Vex is actually an English word.
It's an English word.
Mm.
But I realized that it's dated back to Old English. It was
Yes,
used in the
yes,
Bible.
it's Old English, yes.
But it now sounds like as if it's more like pidgin. So
yeah,
when I
it
saw
sounds
it,
pigeon. Like
Yeah.
I've known that, you know, it's an English word for a long time, but I'm like, it sounds more pigeon than English. Maybe we've used it in pigeon too much, so it sounds more like pigeon now.
Well, I like the
Don't forget that
concept.
this is according to the reports. He's a professor in English, you know, and this is somebody who have gone through a lot, you know, to a lot of learnings and all of that. So I think it's quite important for us to leave it at that, to you know, encourage Malabites and Malabreses out there. You have to do all you can to ensure that you choose your language, you choose your weddings, and you choose when not to say some certain things and when to say some certain things. You know, there is this report that, okay, if you go student, you've done a lot of student unionism play and all of that, and the next thing when you go to church, you go and start shouting, greatest pastor, greatest, and all of those things.
Greatest
No,
pastor.
you have
don't
to
get all
know
those things,
when
to be
to
honest.
do some certain things and
can
when
look
not
at
to
them
do
and
some
like,
certain
wow.
things.
You,
Do
when
you
they do
understand?
those chants, I'm
Yeah.
like,
I just feel like I never went to school. Anyway, language is very important. As much as, you know, we advocate for efficiency, you know, in your English language, it's also important to also know other languages, especially your own indigenous
Yeah.
language. We have over 520 languages in Nigeria alone. In Nigeria alone, over
Over.
520. So it's very important that while you're, you know, efficient in your English language, it's also important that, you know, you also learn your native language and also try to learn other international languages. You know, there's Mandarin, there is, you know, Latin, there is
French.
French. That's not easy at all. There's French.
it is nice, lovely.
I said it's not easy. I did not say it's not nice. It's lovely to listen to, right? But it's a hard language because your tongue will suffer. That I promise you. There's Spanish and other languages. You know, it amazes me when I see people say, "Oh, I am bilingual. I speak, you know, English and
Multilingual.
excuse me, calm down."
No,
Calm
like I
down.
like people that know. I love accents. I love languages. I'm one of the people that
Yet you
feel
can't
like
speak yours. How pathetic.
I can speak mine, Vine. Okay, can you speak yours, Vine?
This is not about me.
It's not
me
about
that
you.
Lord,
But
I'm
you
not
put me on
the
the
one.
spot. You put me on. We are both in this together here. But the important is that I understand the language. I can speak it actually. To some
I can
extent.
speak my language.
Oh, I know that for
We
sure.
know that
I can
local
speak my
spice of
language.
He can even
You're
speak.
not-
He can speak.
Yeah.
What's the Yakar language?
I think
Is it
I think
Yakar?
it's Yeah, Iko language.
He
Yeah.
can speak that. Also speak
So-
Ifuk language as well. I've heard him,
You
sing.
can?
Yes. And then
Really?
there's you,
Sid.
No, I
Then
can
there's
speak.
you
I
too,
can. I can
Vine.
actually hear. I can actually
Thompson.
speak Igbo.
Don't-
I
don't-
can speak Hausa. I can speak Yoruba. I can also speak. Tree.
In the dream?
Yeah, tree. Tree is Ghana language. I can also speak French.
Obi
I speak
Thompson.
French. I also speak Portuguese.
Obi
I believe
Thompson.
the French and the Ghanaian one, but
O-
not the
Obi
other one.
Thompson.
Well, I speak all of them, but however, I am waiting for that very day. Yesterday, I should have attended this particular event so I can speak to the prof. But I did
Okay,
not
oh.
eat. I did not
To
Well,
Sharon and the
well-
likes, it's very important to learn
Sharon
your
Vine and the
indigenous,
likes. So
indigenous
we're in this
languages.
together. Oh. I will not go down alone. We're in this together.
Learn your indigenous languages. Ensure
Yeah.
that you're good at them, because you never can tell where you're going to need them,
Yeah.
right? And I also envy people that went to Unity schools, right? You have the leverage of learning Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, and if you're dedicated, you can actually speak those languages very well. So yeah, language is a very huge and pivotal part of our identity and our culture, and we cannot do without languages because we need that to communicate with one another. So it's very important.
I always say that language is identity.
Mm.
Like you would hear someone's language and you would definitely know where you want to know more about this person. If I identify as Ifik, I should be able to speak my language, which I can to an extent. Fine, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for trying to prove something
I
to me.
can't know. But language is identity, and I love languages so much. And I feel like we shouldn't suppress the fact that we need to learn our local dialects
Do you
as much as
realize?
we learn English.
Do you realize that there are some languages that when people speak them, you can tell that either this person is not from this place or this person is just learning how to speak. Because if I hear a typical Akwa Ibomite speaking, I'll know that this person bread and buttered Akwa Ibomite, like the accent.
You
That's the
Akwa Ibom-
identity
Akwa
we're
Ibom
talking
BBQ.
about. EBB precisely.
'cause
That's
it's
the
not everybody
identity
in
we're
Akwa
talking
Ibom
about.
speaks.
When you hear an Igbo person speak, that an
You will hear,
indigenous,
you will know.
hear the identity is there. You can hear the identity. So
Yeah.
it's very important to not just know how to
Even in
speak, but
Cross
speak
River
it well.
State, even in Cross River State, there's always somebody who will speak to me, and I could just say, "Oh, this person is from Central. This person
Oh
is
yes.
from Northern.
Oh,
this
their
person
pidgin
from-"
is
yeah, and all of that.
their pidgin is different.
Especially
That's the word.
Even in Benin people
and the
too.
Ikon people.
Even Benin
Hey.
people, their condia pigeon
Their
is sweet.
So there's a video I saw on TikTok. I've never downloaded any video on TikTok, right? But I saw a video where a man was speaking Benin pidgin, and I downloaded it. He was doing it. It was vulgar, but I'm like,
No, it's how it stretches.
Yes.
I know to an extent how to speak like that, but it's how it stretches. I don't know. I don't really like speaking.
what do you
pidgin
want
like
to say? How your papa, how your mama,
How you dey now? Like,
how
it
your pa,
stretches.
how your pa, how your ma. It's so funny when you hear that. You can tell that this person is from this place. So that's the identity that we are talking about. So language is a very, very huge part of our identity as a people.
A very, very important part. You should learn your local dialect as much as possible. But the next top story.
Put your hand on your chest and say it.
I do. Oh Jesus. Anyways, the next top story is from the Cross River State. Properties worth millions destroyed in Isokwa. That was pronounced it to be. Isokwa
I
Street.
thought you said I cannot speak it. Why are you asking me how it's
Because you know how to
pronounced?
pronounce it better than me now.
Oh, okay. We're going somewhere.
Properties valued at millions of naira were destroyed on Sunday evening when a residential building along Isokwa Street, please don't come for me, in Calabar Metropolis was engulfed by fire. The blaze, which reportedly started at about 6:27 p.m., caused extensive damage before it was eventually brought under control by residents and sympathizers who worked tirelessly to prevent it from spreading to nearby buildings. The affected property is situated about 50 meters from the Cross River State Local Government Pensioners Office, a stone's throw from the Nigerian Navy Akim Barracks, and less than 500 meters from the Akim Police Division. Although the cause of the fire remain unknown as of the time of filing this report, distraught occupants were seen lamenting their losses while community members joined efforts to contain the inferno. Among those who assisted was Cross River Watch managing editor Jonathan Ubao, who helped coordinate efforts while contacting the police and the Cross River State Fire Service. Approximately 45 minutes after the outbreak, firefighters from the University of Calabar arrived at the scene. However, their intervention was cut short after some aggrieved youths, angered by what they described as the delayed response, confronted the firefighters and forced the fire truck to leave despite appeals from other residents. The fire was eventually suppressed through the combined efforts of residents and volunteers, preventing further spread to adjoining properties. No casualties were reported, while the full extent of the damage is yet to be officially determined.
If I
See,
talk now, they say
I-
Vine has
like,
come.
I'm tired
before
of-
you
If
before
I
you
talk now,
I'm
they
tired
say
of
Vine
this.
has come again. no?
before we go further, let me just for the little I know about the fire trucks in Unica. First of all, I think the residents of Calabar should know for sure and surety that this is a facility strictly for the University of Calabar. So if for any reason or any purpose, okay, any circumstance, whatever term you might want to use out there, and then this truck is released from the university community outside and is being attacked, tell me why this truck should be released any longer to any other incident within the Calabar metropolis. So I think it's quite sad that
So assuming these
after
trucks
45 minutes
were not acquired by the past administration, what would have happened in cases of fire outbreak?
And yet, if you look at the bogus amount of money, just like you said, when you say, and then they'll be like, we should keep, defending a government that as if this is their personal money. For crying out loud, this is not your personal money. So why are we defending, which is not the best, if you ask me?
Well, it's a good thing
we should do the right thing for once. There is money to do these things, to get this thing done.
Well,
so why not partner with the NDDC? Why not partner with the federal, emergency team
Let
and
me
get
cut
this
you
thing
there,
done?
Thompson. According to the SA to the Governor of Broadcast Media, SSA to the Governor of Broadcast Media, she was here, I think that was last week, and she said something about the government, making efforts to purchase more fire trucks and rehabilitate the facility. But it's just sad that right now the only working fire service or fire truck in Cross River State is that of the Unical and the Federal Fire Service Department. Those are the only ones that are working. But right now in the states,
And that one can move, especially the one at the airport, can't move anyhow because of what? The flight. That place, how sensitive that place is.
But when
Do
the
you
government
understand?
house was on fire, it moved.
Yeah, we are not saying it will move, but it can't move the way anybody could think it should. Do you understand? In case of any emergency.
No, it was rapid.
So I think it's quite important for us to, I had a dream last night, and then it was a good dream. I wish I had somebody in the house at that moment to have recorded that particular, speech and then keep it for me to play it to people. Look, I had the effrontery to speak to the Senate president face to face and let him know that, look,
Look at that.
enough is enough.
Look at that.
Enough
I
is
honestly don't
enough.
understand what level we need to hold accountable.
Before we even
But-
move to accountability, right, let's talk about the fact that some citizens can be really silly. Now, there's a fire truck. At that point, I don't think it's very important where the fire truck came
It's coming from.
right?
And your anger is not
At that
important.
point,
at that
it's not
too.
important. At that point, the most important thing should be putting out the fire.
Yeah.
But you're stopping that intervention because of delayed response. Are you serious? Like, can we just put our anger aside and just do the right thing sometimes?
Imagine if after chasing them away, the fire became worse.
Worse.
Imagine how you would feel. Then at the end of the day, they would still call the same government that they were not responsible enough. But the people that came,
Like, at
And
least
funny
somebody
how
was
they
there to
won't
put out the
even
fire.
come again. They won't even come again
Yes.
because they will be afraid. So what if this situation happens? The fact that and then there was just like what happened the last time. They were stoned, and then you break down the glasses, you destroy the van. So and then it now happens somewhere. Which one will be available?
because
To
I don't
come?
understand this
Do you
thing of
understand? So
violence.
it's sad.
I don't
It's
understand
sad
this,
how people these days, up till now, are still doing these things. So I think for you out there, if you're listening to us, we want you to stop it. We want you to talk to your neighbors. We want you to talk to your families. We want you to talk to people around you that, look, it is not enough for you to stop these guys when they are coming to assist.
Why
If
are
you
you?
want-
Why are you? Why are you even stopping them in the
if
first
you
place?
want change, why be violent about it? That's
Okay.
the question. Because at the end of the day, you end up vandalizing equipment that they're still managing
Yeah,
until they
they're getting the
receive
job
more.
done. Mm.
Exactly, and they're using it to get the job done. You're being violent. The next thing you're threatening to destroy these properties.
And
When
Now
when
you're
you
you're going
supposed
to
to
finish,
work
get
and when
together.
you finish, you still return back to sell and buy votes and still campaign for the same persons
still
who are
return back
still
again
doing
and
the
still
same
drag the
thing.
same government for
It-
not providing
Anyway,
more.
this will be at the state of the nation, because if you see what is trending in Enugu and Ekiti State, you really know that we are not ready. We
Well, at
are
the end of the
absolutely
day,
not ready.
what I would advise is that we put aside our emotions sometimes and get the right thing done, because sometimes your anger is actually meaningless. Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
Your anger is meaningless sometimes.
Yeah.
Just get the job done.
Why not?
There's a fire. There's a truck that is there to put out the fire. Let them do their job.
Why not channel this anger to holding people accountable instead of costing people's lives and properties? Because while they try to pursue these said individuals, like they actually they have the equipment to fight this fire. You pursue them and you want to use water. Now I know there's some I learned in secondary school that there are grades of fire.
Yeah.
There are fires caused by paper, the ones caused by electricity, the ones caused by oil. You don't use water for all of them.
Yeah.
There are different types of fire extinguishers that would help you extinguish them. There's like fire service alone. It's a course
It's
on
a
its
broad
own.
thing.
It's a broad thing and it needs proper training for it. So people that feel like it's just to come and pour water. That's not how it is. Now people have the equipment that they need
And
to
the
put out this
knowledge
fire.
as well.
Exactly. At least we hope they do. We hope they do. They've come now to do what they are supposed to do, although it was delayed. Yeah, coming with your anger that makes absolutely no
Now,
sense.
my question is a very honest question, right? Assuming the fire truck, the Unical's fire truck was attacked and vandalized, would the state government replace the truck, or will we have to bear the loss?
I mean, I think you can answer that question for yourself.
Okay, that's fair enough. But my own
Answer
is
the
at the end of the day, let your anger not consume you, let your anger not take the best of you. Ensure that, when the right thing is supposed to be done at a particular time, just do it.
Yes.
You can fight later if you like. You still have the strength to fight later. But
Let's-
when something is at stake, I mean, that property was at stake at that time. So what they would have done is join hands with the fire service and just put down the fire.
At the end of the day, peace solves more than chaos. And until we can get a very good working fire service in Cross River State, we should actually appreciate the help we can get from anywhere we can
Because
get.
there's really no choice.
Exactly.
But
we have
funny
no
how
choice.
a whole the nation paradise, that talks about tourism and all of
Oh
that,
my God, Thompson.
cannot even be proud to have a just
They are
one
working
truck
on it
of
now.
fire
Should we say
Working
they're
on it.
working
They
on
have
it?
painted that building for God knows how many months now, and nothing is happening there.
It's
I
not
keep
small.
telling you, you pass there and they are jogging and playing in the morning. Like,
Well, let's give
Anyways,
them time.
you guys wait, we will hold this and then come back after
Let's
the break.
give
So
them
we'll go and
time.
drink water.
Okay.
We've talked for a long period of time. We're going back to the music. When we come back, we'll take you to the conversation of the day, where you can call in with your thoughts towards these stories that we've read out to you. This is Baby Reading by Fave. Do not touch that. That will be back before you know it. break. It is still the Morning Bus Show on Unicar Radio International 103.5 FM. My name is Sharon Antagaita, and I'm here with Obi Thompson and Vine on the show today. The local spice of the airwaves and the spice of the airwaves, like I would like to call them. Anyways, I'm moving straight to the conversation of the day segment of the show. Now, this conversation of the day is a very, very sad and interesting one at the same time. Justice for Muna. 14-year-old girl dies after alleged prolonged punishment over lateness at Kano school. The family of the 14-year-old Mai Manu Sani, popularly known as Nihao, is demanding a thorough investigation into her death at St. Louis Secondary School, Kano, amid conflicting accounts surrounding the tragic incident. Nihao, a JS2 student at the Catholic Girls Boarding School, reportedly collapsed on Saturday and was later pronounced dead at a hospital. While the school reportedly told relatives she suffered an asthma attack, the family says other accounts suggest she was punished for allegedly arriving late to prayer and was made to kneel for an extended period before her condition deteriorated. In a statement circulating on social media, concerned stakeholders described the incident as deeply disturbing and called for a transparent and independent probe. According to the claims, the teenager was allegedly left unattended for hours, and family members were initially denied access after rushing to the school. Nihao's mother, Nusaiba, said she was informed by the school that her daughter was ill and had been taken to the hospital. However, she said questions arose when relatives who arrived at the facility were asked whether the teenager had asthma. The grieving mother also expressed concerns over what she described as inconsistencies in the explanation given by school officials, insisting that the circumstances at her daughter's death must be fully investigated. The Kano State Police Command has since constituted a special investigation panel to probe the case following a petition filed by the family. Police spokesperson CSP Abdullahi Haruna said the panel led by DCP Shehu Idris has already invited teachers, students, and witnesses for questioning, while medical and forensic on Facebook.
Well, at the end of the day, right, I am concerned when things like this happen because that question you ask is a very, very valid question. Where do we draw the line when it comes to disciplinary actions in schools? Because we've come to realize that these days there's just this hostility that comes with, disciplining children, students and pupils in schools, and it's absolutely uncalled for because as much as these children are there to not just learn, but to be disciplined, to become better people for the society, there should be a line, there should be a limit to certain things. You cannot punish students brutally because, okay, you were trying to be disciplined or you're trying to be a strict teacher. Yesterday, I anchored an event and one of the people I had to call up was a teacher in secondary school. And I told everybody in that room that he was a very, very brutal man. I had to say it because I remember when he punished a particular student, that student almost died because of how brutal the punishment it was. And the thing is, for some schools, it's a flex. They tell you, oh, we don't take nonsense here. We're very disciplined. But where do we draw the line when it comes to assault and discipline? Because that's what we're getting wrong in this part of the world. Discipline and assault.
I noticed something here. When we were growing up, we had a lot of injurious punishments and beatings. But it wasn't as prevalent as it is now.
Oh, it was.
And also...
Oh, it absolutely was. Maybe you were not on the side that, experienced... I'm telling you for free that... I think it's even worse now than it was then.
Sorry. Let me correct my...
Let me just say this. Then, I think we had thicker skin then. But the children of now are so soft that they cannot withstand all those
Let me correct my English. It wasn't as stringent as it is now. Like, it wasn't as life-threatening as it is now. You could beat a child, like I was beaten with, that long board ruler? The side of the board ruler.
On your phalanges.
On my... here like this, direct bone. I didn't have flesh like that. Direct bone. And I'm telling you,
okay,
y'all are mean. Don't finish. Wait. So let me conclude before you come in. So we had a lot of punishments. When we were little, had thicker skin, but it wasn't to the point where it was life threatening.
Detrimental, yes.
It was just injurious most of the times.
Mhm.
But now we see that you punish a child, the child actually faints and dies to this point. We're like wondering, and then the funny thing is, I think at some point, my school, was a missionary school. They discovered that due to the fact that we have students that have a lot of health needs, a lot of health complications and everything,
Yeah.
we don't want problems, we don't want sanctions in our school. They said, say no to injurious punishments and beatings because
Yeah,
of
so
that.
that's exactly what has been in time
But then
past.
there were a lot of speculations. If they say no to punishment, students will now be wayward and do whatever they want to do because
okay.
there will not be any punishments or beatings afterwards. So it's kind of like it
It's
took a
just
conversation.
knowing where to draw the line. That's the most important thing. Knowing where to draw the line. The
Mm.
school I went to, right? It was such a school that they had a lot of discipline and some discipline. Looking at it now as an adult, I believe that those forms of discipline were abused.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I had a classmate. She did something just to escape, this punishment. She told a lie that she had a hole in her heart and needed surgery. She was always wearing sweaters, like I do. And whenever a teacher wants to flog her or punish her, she stages some performance of wanted to collapse or wanted to faint and stuff like that. So teachers avoided her. They never punished her for no reason. But later on, we found out that it was a lie. I can tell you for free that I was always praying. I'm not lying. I was always praying for her. God, please let this girl not die. Only to find out one day on
Yeah.
assembly. I'm serious. Like I'm
Jesus.
always praying, please,
God.
God, please let her not die. But only for me to come on particularly at the assembly ground and realize that she was exposed and she was flogged and punished at the assembly ground. Now I don't think that girl would have gone to that extent if there was a line between punishment and abuse. I think that's what we need to establish. There's punishment and there's abuse. When it's becoming too much, when it's detrimental to the life of a child, then we can name it or can term it abuse because punishment is just to correct the child and make the child, better. But abuse damages that child, maybe physically, maybe emotionally, but abuse damages that child. So we should know where to draw the line between abuse and punishment. That's the problem.
I feel like I think I would take it back to my primary school. So they did this thing here. Well, if you come late. If you come late, you will stand outside at the assembly ground and then you would kneel down for like a couple of like is it 5 to 10 minutes? And then you will go back to your classes. Then if you do one very, very like I remember one, we usually use this particular ballpoint pen because we didn't like using the sharp ones because of the fact that we don't want to like injure the students and everything. That's what they said. Now, somebody used this ball pen because of anger. He used it to stab someone
Come again.
on the almost like he actually injured the girl. He injured the girl on her body. I think the side of her waist or so. So this boy, they brought him out and they beat him. Like they have this thing where they publicly pull down your shorts and flog you. I think they gave 6 strokes of cane in front of the school, like the entire assembly ground, because of the fact that it was very, very, very stringent, very like it was a very serious incident that happened. But then in terms of beating, they barely beat students. They barely beat students. I said they will punish you. And the punishments then were kneel down, raise your hands, close your eyes. And we feared our teachers then. So they're no mess up. There was always this we were really, really big on respect. Like in Lagos here, if how you will know us is by our handwriting and the way we behave, the way we greet people. That's what we're big on. So I feel like if you train these children enough to be respectful and properly well bred, there are some things that some children will not do. Like don't do this because this will lead to this. If that's how you talk to a child, the child will see reason in it, except the very stubborn ones. That's when discipline now comes in. But discipline to the point where you stop and tell this person, I'm beating you because of this, I'm punishing you because of this, because you did this. Now, I'm now coming from another perspective now towards this particular situation now. The school authorities tried twisting it and saying it was an asthma attack.
Mm.
That's why she died. But then they stopped the family from reaching this child before she passed, which is actually very, very, very fishy because there are a lot of concerns towards their story.
I
Okay,
Like the
think
so
mother
if
I
said.
think personally, I would love to say that this message is to educators. Of course, I am a teacher, and then so long as
certified.
certified
Certified,
teacher,
Mm.
so long as I am concerned, there have been a lot of rules and regulation put in place, especially when it has to do with corporal punishment.
Mm.
Knowing very well that it is against the educational system in Nigeria today. It's because of all issues like this. So this has dated far back. So it didn't
And
start
it has
today.
become a normalcy
So, and
too.
then I think we've talked about this several times, and then a lot of persons have made excuses for teachers because of anger of not being paid or not being paid properly, and all of
Then don't
that.
come to
So
work. It's
please,
that simple.
and currently we're seeing differences and changes so far. Well, I could say we are seeing a lot of changes, except for this kind of situation. But for me to you out there, please don't touch my child. Okay, I'll punish my child
Thank you.
when
You
necessary,
can
and
just
I'll be
call
very
me.
careful. Just call me.
You can
Okay,
just call me.
if
Your
my
child did
child have done
this.
a certain thing, I think
Please.
the best thing for institutions to do is to write to the parents that this is what the behaviors your child is doing.
Like people
And
abroad do.
do you understand? So it's as simple as that. Not to sit my child down and punish my child in
Because I
such a way
said
that you,
it will pay
well,
me very. I
I
will
won't.
sue the
Well, I
school
won't only sue you. Before I'll sue you, I'll make
for
sure that
everything
I
you
have
own.
to peace my mind. But there are lots of ways you can actually punish a child. Either reprimand by, helping the child understand that, look, these things, you don't have to do this, you have to do that. Or time out. There are certain times you have to say, look, you have to avoid, just keep the child a particular place for the meantime, or probably excuse the child from participating. That there are lots of ways you can, not for you to, pound the child and all of that. So it's absolutely wrong. And trust me, I wouldn't even want
when
to take
when
that
this this
as a
school
parent.
tried to flip the story and say that the child had
Asthma.
an attack, right? Do you think? I believe, from my own perspective, that I would say um, that school killed that child because you know that this child is asthmatic and you made the child kneel down close to dust. So that is setting that child up to die. So
And the
that's not even a good. That's
the
not
funny
even a
thing
good
is that this is a
defense.
story that has been exposed. There are some that have happened on a
Mm.
low key basis. Now on a low key basis. I had a in just one year. In just one, they beat this girl. Like our teacher kept beating
Mm.
this child. And the next day she collapsed on the floor and started gasping for air. It was the one that went and looked for an inhaler. Because the
Mm.
man was shocked. He was like, why is this one gasping and everything? And that's when I had to start shouting, she has asthma, sir. She
Then in
has
that
asthma.
case, Thompson, since you're an educator, certified educator, don't you think that teachers in Nigeria need reorientation
Yes.
as to how to approach, certain issues when it comes to disciplining children?
It's
Because
not every
Yeah,
you
child
cannot.
is
there are
Yes.
lots of trainings and retraining of teachers, of workers, of course. That happens a lot. So and then just like I
And there should be
know now,
punishment as well.
there's this also these laws between, according to the Supreme Court, justice in Chike. I think Chikikwe, Ikunze, Isega versus the University of Calabar and two other Supra. Now, is a Nigerian school has the authority within its premises to actually discipline any erring, or misbehaving students. That happens a lot. But in such a way, for you to dive into a corporal punishment is the no-no which have been totally banned. So you can actually punish a child. Either give more assignment, give more tasks, but it shouldn't be tasks that will warrant, for that child to be on a health risk. But most importantly is counseling, talk to the parents, and then look for counseling
How many
methods to
schools
be
have
able to do that.
functional counseling
Counselors and all
units?
of that. So there are. That's why we have a lot of students graduating from counseling. But we're talking about the government, being up to playing up to its expectations by employing these guys, in institutions like that, so that they can be able to do what, play their key role and help these children grow the way it should be.
Well, that's not much we can take on the conversation of the day. We're going to go straight to the quote of the day because of lack of time. So the quote of the day is: success is not about being better than others. It's about being better than you were yesterday. It's not a competition.
David Abedna thought of that. If you're better today than who you were yesterday, then it's
It's not
enough.
a competition with the next person.
Yeah.
It is.
I love how we always say it's not a competition, but we silently compete with one another. It's very cute, honestly. It's
I
very
agree with the
cute.
person that I was. My own is success for me is growing from the girl I was before to the woman
Mm.
I am today and the woman I still want to grow towards being. So that's
Mm.
success for me. It's not a competition between who is better than who in your space. Please, because at the end of the day, these
Your
people that are
competition is
competing,
you against yourself.
these people
Like,
that are competing with, you need their help actually to move forward. So
mm,
please, success is not about being better than others. It's about being better
being
than you
better
were
every day, just
yesterday.
evolving, just becoming better, just doing more than you were doing yesterday.
So, gentlemen, how what's your last words before we go?
Well, my last words are very simple. It's a new week. Ensure that you work steadily to become a better version of yourself. Ensure that you smile all through the day. Ensure that you show kindness to one another. It doesn't take anything to be kind to the next person. It doesn't take anything to be kind to your neighbor. It doesn't take anything to just lend a helping hand. Maybe pay somebody's cab fare or just greet somebody. Pay somebody a compliment. Just like I'm about to say now, Sharon's hair looks really nice.
Thank you.
Her hair is really nice. So pay somebody a compliment. Just be nice to someone. Just be good, and with that little gesture, that little act of kindness, the world will become a better place for you and I. My name is Vine Henshaw. You can follow me on social media. On Instagram, I am Vine_Henshaw. Vine is spelled Vyne, and of course, keep listening to Unico 103.5 FM. See you tomorrow, same time, same station.
Okay, so from me to you out there, just stay out of trouble, be the best. Remember, it's Monday, and like I always say, so always don't forget to elevate your morning and feel your success.
And always keep a positive mindset as much as possible as you go around your commute around the day. You started already on a positive note by tuning into the show. So as much as possible, make the best out of your morning, make the best out of your day. My name is Sharon Antegaita, and this is me saying good morning. This is Common Person by Brenna Boy. Do not touch that down. We have a lot of amazing shows coming up shortly.